Okay, bear with me here for a sec. So this is for Been a Troop 2 now, or I was what to say, I have been on this video is about more than anything, I think. I'm really, uh, I've made other videos in the past, but about, a lot of stuff winding together, folks being where they are, positive, brotherly, sisterly love to folks, keep looking, yet living in the day to day, waving, meaning hello to, folks no matter where they're at. And I don't want to say answers, but like, getting confirmation on different things. So that, I guess that's what I premise of this video is. And a few people from my other channel where I'm a little more active these days in a particular subject matter also has this channel. So I just want to say, though, I've met a lot of good people over the years, and I just want to, I've already done videos in the past, but thank you everybody who, who have come in touch with. And I just want to say to people, like, no matter where you are and what you're doing, or where you're living, or who you're with, or all those things. I'm speaking so generally on this point here, please. So please, nobody surmise anything. I want to wish everybody well. Some folks that I know in other ways, and I'm also with on other mediums, you wave to, and you can kind of see, people can see from posts, and, people can guess, where nobody knows though, but guess where people are at. But, I think everybody who, either you grew up somewhere, or you're wired a certain way, or whatever, and a lot more people out there in the general public, they just don't put stuff out there, get stuff than people think. But what's really interesting in timelines that I've seen, is there seem to be kind of, and there's those who kind of like, who are talking about the old school YouTube, but who are more, man, going back a decade here, like 2009-ish to 2011 kind of was a group, and stuff that people talked about back then, people seeing come into play. But, the day-to-day keeps going. And then there's like 2013, and then 2011 to 2013 seemed to be another time frame, and that was very interesting. And then it was weird, and I'm seeing this in other ways. It was like, not just with myself and people who I knew, but there was like breaks, and there was like this 2014 to 2016 different people I met and knew, and I still keep in touch with different people, but different people, and I'm finding now that people who maybe we weren't speaking to as much due to different things, or life situations or whatever, still had, like, there's just a lot of common threads you see with people during different time frames. So 2014 to 2016, there's a lot of interesting discussion on certain topics. And then 2016 to 2018, another area, or just what we're seeing. And this is all, will people's lives continue and keep going and stuff like that, right? But I'm just talking about different subject matter. But, and then now people are looking at 2019, people are freaking out over the election. Boy, Canada and the U.S., and then people are saying, oh, and then if you get into astrology, there's talking about this in January, this Saturn Pluto conjunction thing, and now is supposed to be like how it was before the Civil War, and also certain things like around the time of American Revolution. There's all these different things. If you look at patterns, there's also patterns that happen with with economics, and just different stuff, right? So you can turn over and alter tons of rocks, and you can talk to people while you're looking, whether it's politics or social or certain spiritual things or whatever it is. You're in the same area, and I always use the analogy of the stadium. Meanwhile, the day-to-day goes on, and maybe those in your vicinity, or even though that who you were married to or partnered with, might not get some of this shit. And then people can, and then people, and I'm just saying, I'm speaking generally, one must keep above board. I discussed with somebody recently and she's married, and the person's completely innocent. It's just the way they talk and where they're from, that this other person, the spouse, is jealous. And I'm like, no, it's just the way they talk because of the area of the country they're from, right? And this person's like not flirting with this person at all. I understand that, but it's just different things, and the lines can be crossed, so things need to be clear. So there's the spiritual, and then there's the stuff you can see, and there's you can't see, and then there's the electronic. So one must be it's good to be mindful in that, I guess. Sorry, I'm not lecturing. I'm just saying this came up. So I'm just saying you can get close. People can. I'm speaking very generally here. Please don't. And you learn online too. You can. There's the online, and there's the day to day, and the reality. But we are the whole thing of spirits in the material world, and there is the day to day, and which we need to do and get all these deeper things, but also take joy in like a day like today, right? Go walking, do all these things, right? It's gorgeous. This weather isn't going to be around much longer, but yet be aware of other things. So what I'm finding, and some of you guys have my other channel, I'm gonna be putting up another video shortly about that. I haven't freely shared that channel because of some of the topic kind of seems a little weird to some people, but some people from this area get it. But with that, it's so easy to, and I'm speaking about myself with all this, it's so easy to get in certain topic areas, one can get lost too, right? And I see even too, like here where I live, economics, house prices. I wish I'd bought a house, which I could have, with the same income a few years ago, sold it, I'd be like laughing right now and set till I was retired actually. But, hindsight's the best foresight, right? But certain things that I'm not saying I'm great, but that I just through discussion and other things that I got confirmation on, and you just keep going. And so going, which I think a lot of people feel, there's institutions out there, and so listen to original messages on stuff, and looking through and seeing through things. So I'm grateful with a lot of the things that I sort of had my own timeline and everything else, and certain things have proven true. Yet to other people, they might say, why don't you have your 10 kids and all this stuff? And it's just the way life works out. But there still's the joy and the good out there. So I would just say, don't stop turning over rocks. Don't stop looking at things. Yet you have to, you have your families and all these other things. So, we got to be mindful of that and all those other things. That's why I was giving the example of that one girl. And I'll even give her this video. She's not going to be offended. And I can even give the video to the person we were both mutually, talking to, and they're not going to be, offended either. So it's just, I've met some really good people, and I'm sad that some people, and I'm speaking generally, a good, friend of mine, cut herself off from a bunch of people due to being sick and ill. She's still around, but not just me, and she, but she gets things. I used to talk with her all the time, like every week, and when that's not there, that's sad. And, these other things, right? But you recognize one has their paths, and I'll leave you words with this, of somebody who, they were YouTubers, and it was cool. They had a cool story. They got together and, married, and or their version of married, whatever, off, YouTube, and they had some really interesting stories. So, things can occur, but just even if everything, and there's, seems all whatever, there is the practical too, but don't let the practical eat up, faith or hope or whatever it, might be. Not $1,000,000, but I'm talking about good and other things out there. So I'm speaking very generally. I just want to say that, thoughts, prayers, good vibes, as I say to all, and no matter where you are, what you're doing, and, yeah, that's about it. So, I mean, it doesn't hurt to have, we gotta have somewhere to live. You gotta, unless you're like a yogi in India, but drive a car or do whatever, but we're still here in this physical world. But and I know people, it's easy to be, if you're in a certain section of the stadium, so far into it, whether it's politics or whatever it is. But I just want to say to each and every one of you guys, and getting back to what I was saying with the analogy of the couple I met, sorry I'm rambling here, who ended up together. Unfortunately, one of them, I think she's either passed or something happened there, but so I did lose touch with did lose touch with them. But they were the first YouTubers I actually met. Or sorry, second and third YouTubers I actually met. But one thing seems to be consistent. Certain people cover certain topic areas. Everybody seems to be about an hour apart from each other at least. So I find that very interesting. So they use the analogy, they talked about big guy in the sky in the middle, and wherever you are, you know, you're looking at different topics, people cross, like, you know, like the spokes of a bike, like a old-fashioned, like, you know, bike, right? The spokes on a wheel, and you cross on your way to whatever, you know, and when you're looking at different areas. And I go, that's a pretty cool analogy. And I still see that now, right? So, and there's different stopping points, and you either choose to stop somewhere or not, and you see things, and there's, and native culture uses the analogy of the trickster. I'm giving titles to things. Use the analogy of trickster. You go, WTF? Why did, you know, and you look at stuff. Actually, I think there's a movie actually coming out about that, or a series of the trickster. So, be interesting. But what that gives the analogy to the negative in the world, or things you think are good and then they turn bad or sour or whatever, right? But however you look at it, nothing's perfect in this life, but there's a lot of good out there. And yes, there's all these things we talk about and see on the news and getting through things, and things certainly are at a time frame where, you know, there's more, just more push and pull between left and right than even anywhere. So, I just want to say, look through things. I'm grateful that I've looked through things. You know, you see other people, but don't, yeah, I don't know. Think song spirits in the material world, and if anybody's gotten this far in this video, you know, the day-to-day while getting this other stuff. Anyways, this video probably doesn't make much sense to some people, but hope you guys are well. I'm yabbering, and for future on this, because I'm focusing on a lot of practical stuff, because I need to, I will probably do some little videos on here, and I probably will be starting, or actually a dormant channel I have with outdoor stuff. I will be putting that back up with different things a little later, because that's a hobby, something I love. All right, you guys take care. Yeah, I was supposed to be living, you know, somewhere, and I was gonna have my cabin by now and do all that shit, but it didn't happen. I had opportunity for that, but you know, it wasn't in the cards. So anyways, you guys take care, and I hope everybody's well, and y'all come back now you hear. So as we're going from the end of 2019 into wow 2020, we'll see where it goes. Okay, bye.